So we will now cover primitive types. You can, as usual, open a terminal and just head over to the Rustlings folder, downloads Rustlings, and we just run Rustlings watch. And as you can see, here is the path of the exercise. Exercises, primitive types 1. So let's open that. So Rustlings, exercises, primitive types, and primitive types 1. So fill in the rest of the line that has code missing. No hints, there is no tricks, just get used to typing these. So here the topic is clearly booleans or keyword bool. So we have here in fact a boolean. So the boolean true, and it's assigned to this variable is morning. So if is morning, then we print that. So if this holds a value that is true, we will print, or we will execute this line of code, which will print good morning. So finish the rest of this line like the example, or make it be false. So here all we have to do is declaring this variable and make it either true or false. So I will make it true first. Is evening equals true. And then we should have in the output this line and this line. So let's see. And as you can see, the code is compiling. Good morning, good evening. So if we now make that false, you can see that only the first one is actually in the output. So this code block here, or inside the if statement, this block of code never run. Okay, so we are done. Let's go to the next one. Primitive types 2. Exercises, primitive types 2. And again, fill in the rest of the line that has code missing, this time characters or char. Now this is important, note the single quotes. These are different from the double quotes you've been seeing around. So strings are in double quotes. So these are surrounded by double quotes, so this is a string. Now a char is a single character, and it's always surrounded by single quotes, like that. And if you have something like this, this will be considered a string, even though it's only one character, but you have surrounded it with double quotes, so this will be counted as string. So we have here let my first initial. This is a variable that's holding a value of type character, and if my first initial is alphabetical, so it will print alphabetical. So this function here basically tests if this variable is holding a value that is a letter, basically, that's in the alphabet. Else, if this variable is numeric, it will print numerical. And if it's neither alphabetic or numerical, it will print this line, neither alphabetic or numerical. So here is the assessment. Finish this line like the example. What's your favorite character? Try letter, try number, try special character. Try a character from a different language than your own. Try an emoji. So all we have to do is declare this variable, your character, and we will make it the first letter of my name. So let's compile it. And as you can see, both are alphabetical. Let's see if we make it numerical. For example, 5. I'm sorry, of course, we have to surround it like that, because this function here is only working on type character. So this is actually a character, but a numeric character. So we will see, and as you can see, numerical. And of course, if we put anything else in here, it will print neither. So let's see, neither alphabetical nor numeric. So that's this exercise. Now we can delete this line over here, and we can go to the next one. So create an array with at least 100 elements in it where the question marks are. So here we have to create an array, and here this is basically just testing it. So if the length of this array is greater or equal to 100, it will print this line. If it's smaller, it will print this line. So of course you could, write it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, or you can put 100 zeros like that, but this would be a lot of work. So what we can do actually is that we put something here, for example an integer 7, and then we will make this sign, semicolon, and we will put the amount. We want the array to be filled. So this actually says fill this array A with 7 100 times. And this syntax may look a little bit weird, so that's actually, you can remember it, because the type annotation of an array is like that. You first give it a type, so for example I32, and then semicolon, and you put the amount this array will hold. So this basically says A is an array of integers, or basically A is an array of 100 integers, like that. So this should compile. Let's see. And the code is compiling. Wow, that's a big array. So we have actually proved that the length of this array is greater than or equal to 100. That's why this line has been printed out. So let's go to the next one. get a slice out of array A where the question marks is so that the test passes. So we have an array here, array A, and it holds integer values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we want a slice. So, and to be more exact, we want a slice that holds this values. So basically a slice is a part of the array. So to make a slice, we will first do that. That means we take the values of A just as a reference. So we will talk about this later. It's a little bit complicated at first, but you will get used to it when you write Rust. So we take these values as references. That's what this sign is saying. And then we will just do A, and we pass the beginning, and the index starts from 0, so 0, 1. We want from 0, 1 to index 0, 1, 2, 3. Now we have to make 4 because the index, the last one, is not included. So we'll make that 4, and we will see if it's compiling. Okay, so it's not compiling. Of course. So this is the correct syntax. We want a slice from index 1 to index 4, but index 4 not included. So this compiles, and 6. To structure the cat tuple so that the print ln will work. So we have here a tuple, and a tuple is basically a type that holds different values or is able to hold different values. And what's special in tuples, it has also a fixed size like arrays, but you can destructure it. So to show you what I mean, we can, for example, from this cat variable, we can destructure that, and then type it as name and age. And how we do that is let name age equals cat. So what we actually do is we declare new variables, variable name and variable age, and you can imagine it like this is holding this tuple, and so this string will be assigned to name, and this integer or this float will be assigned to age. So after that we can use these variables like normal variables. Here we can see we have a print line statement, and it's basically taking these variables. So it will print Furry McPherson is 3.5 years old. Let's see. And you can see the output for McPherson is 3.5 years old. Like that. And the last one, use a tuple index to access the second element of numbers. You can put the expression for the second element where question mark is, so that the test passes. Okay, so we will need to, as you can see, we have here a tuple and we have to access the second element. Now, as in arrays, tuples start with index 0. So we have 0, 1, 2. Now we want the second element, so we have to access index 1. So we access this index through this variable numbers. Now in an array you would access it like that, but this is wrong in a tuple. So in a tuple we access it like that. So we access the tuple in variable numbers and by index 1, which is this one. Let's compile. And it's compiling. So, another course. We have done another course and we can finish that. And the next topic will be vectors. See you by then. Goodbye.